And we are live on Tuesday Night Live here on Eastern Outdoors Media. It's been a heck of a weekend. I think we all had a great weekend out in the woods, and we're going to talk to some folks that had great weekends. Hopefully, we have folks that are watching that were able to harvest their target buck this week. In just a couple minutes, KJ Combs is going to come on with talk about his 170-inch velvet buck. He's down here waiting in the waiting room. But we'll get some folks time to come on. Jimmy Carroll's here. How we doing, Jimmy?
Hey, Jimmy.
See you, friend. Jimmy's always first. We can count on Jim. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know if this is your first time watching. We've had a lot of first-time viewers over the last, month? Dustin Faircloth says, what's up, fellas? How you doing, Dustin? Glad you're here, my friend. Let me exit out here my email. I tell you what, I can tell you this weekend was good to me, and here's how I know. Today for dinner, the girls and I had fresh deer tenderloin. We also had fresh pears from my mom's pear tree.
Nice.
Kind of a dessert. We took them a couple weeks ago. We wrapped them in newspapers. They're good and juicy right now. They're perfect. That's a great day, man. When you can kill your own food, grow your own food, it's a good day. It's a good weekend.
Yeah, it is. It was a great weekend.
Dustin Faircloth in good old West Virginia, almost heaven there. Robert James watching from Lexington. Bad, hot weekend for Alan. He didn't see very much. This person, let us know who you are, says, I was blessed to harvest my first velvet buck yesterday evening.
Awesome.
I was blessed to harvest my first velvet buck Saturday. And I told y'all last week, if I kill a deer this week, Hurley did all the work. He put in the blind. He did all of it. I just had to sit in the seat and shoot. But I made 2 good shots, so I'm happy about that. But it felt nice. It was nice to kill 2 deer in one day. I'm tagged out in zone 4, but I still have doe tags here in zone 1 zone 1 where I live. What'd you say, Josh?
Can I address something real quick? Just real quick about you hunting with Hurley.
Sure.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. So if we have people listening, right? There's nothing better than hunting with your buddies and getting to harvest something. And I've already seen it. And I'm gonna say it because I want to, and it makes me mad. It's just look, if you look down on somebody because they go with a friend that did some work and they shot a deer, shame on you, because that was his first buck. And that one comment really rubbed me the wrong way.
Well, no. So the comment that Josh is talking about, somebody commented.
It pisses me off.
So actually, Josh, he didn't even. So the comment Josh is talking about is someone said, in my post, I said, when Hurley called, I changed my plans because I wanted to go with Hurley after he called. My original plans was to go with my brother, and I canceled on my brother to go with Hurley.
But I
trust Hurley more than Josh. I trust, I called Josh and I said, hey, man, listen, Hurley wants me to come there. He's like, don't even think about it. Go with Hurley. So anyway, I said that.
Hold on. If you would have came with me this weekend, you could have killed a velvet buck.
Maybe.
A small one, but it would have been a velvet buck.
I killed a small one anyway. So anyway, someone posted and said, were you scared to go, or was it because you had to wait your turn with the other hunters? I don't know how they said. They said acquiesced. And then they said that they claimed that I asked them how to hunt in 2019. It was just a silly remark. Obviously, I was there hunting. I was the very first photo in the post. And if I'm going to post, Mike, you better believe I'm going to put myself as the first photo.
Well, yeah, you killed your first. You killed your first velvet buck.
So I wasn't. I was
pumped for you, dude. I was just pumped for you. And negative comments. I mean, you are my brother.
Who cares?
I get a little defensive sometimes, but it just, I'm just happy for you, dude. It just makes me mad. Nobody, people you just can't make happy.
Yeah. Speaking of Hurley, I don't know who this is. Oh, this is Hurley. John is a stone cold killer. Put the smack on some Kentucky deer. Awesome hunting. Listen, dude, we had a lot of fun. And the best part of the night wasn't even about me. The best part is when Hurley had showed me maybe a day before, the buck that his son KJ was targeting, right? And it was a nice one, and we'll show it here in a minute.
Yeah.
So the best part of the whole hunt was when I'm sitting in a blind and Hurley's looking at his trail cam photos and he sees that buck walking into KJ's stand. He's like, "Oh, dude, it's back." It had been gone for a while. He's like, "Oh, dude, it's back. Oh, God, it's back. It's back." Hurley was so pumped. And then, like, very soon after that, KJ called. And I wish, my only regret of the weekend, I wish I would have taken my cell phone out and videoed him getting the news from KJ. I was too busy listening, though. I was listening to KJ, like, what happened? And so, yeah, it was a great one. Let's see. And KJ's going to come on just a second when I get through these comments. Scott said he hunted Peabody this weekend. Ate up hard with mosquitoes. Me and Mike know about that. Pond River is blocked bad. Downfall trees.
I was up at Peabody this weekend too on Saturday. Me and two of my buddies, and all three of us, dude. It was ridiculous. I've literally, I don't know if you can see it or not, but I have bites.
Hey, and you got bitten by a snake.
And yesterday
I got on the skin though.
Yeah, yesterday I got bit up by a snake, black snake. And so yesterday I ended up going up. Me and my wife were about to buy about 5 or 6 acres, and the people we're buying it off of own about 64 acres. So I went and put some corn out, and I put a trail camera on a deer trail down from the corn because I had a cell cam that I was going to put out on the corn. Well, the cell cam's not working, so I start walking back through the woods to get that other camera to put on the corn, and I walked through a thick spot, and a black snake bit me right on my heel. And luckily, it didn't break skin or anything. I was going to kill it too, but it got away.
With it being a black snake, I'm so disappointed that it didn't just strike him on the leg. That would have been a great story. Wouldn't it have been a great post? I mean, it's a black snake. It ain't going to hurt. It's like a mosquito bite.
And Brandon Apperson, he said it was a great weekend, but that heat shoe, dude. Yesterday, I seen 7 deer yesterday in a field that I was hunting. I mean, they were there for like 3 hours. I could have shot a doe at like 15 yards. But, dude, when I walked literally just across the field, like 300 yards along the edge of it, get there, climb like 22, 24 feet in my saddle, get settled, and I'm trying to like get my phone out to record these deer. And all of a sudden I see like sweat coming all the way down my bill and then just like dripping off. Dude, it was hot. It was I couldn't believe deer was even out.
Yeah, Brandon said that, but he got a big one this weekend as well.
Good job, Brandon.
Heck yeah.
Speaking of big one, Cujo Outdoors. That's his name. His first name is Cujo, last name Outdoors.
Yeah.
KJ, big buck killer. KJ, are any of those deer behind your head yours?
No, all mine are in my bedroom.
So those are Jackie's probably.
Yeah, that one's Mom's.
Oh, it really is hers. Okay.
Yeah, that one's Dad's big velvet buck, and then a Kansas buck and Ohio buck. The rest are just Jake and Dad's, and then those.
So I looked today. So there was a 200, I think 202 incher killed in Kentucky. I think that's the biggest I've seen. And Jackie said yes, those are hers. So there was a 200-inch buck killed, and I was looking. I'm going to post it in the morning. And I was looking at the Buckmaster's record books, and I think your dad still has like the number 2 or number 3 velvet buck, non-typical velvet buck. So
yeah.
I don't really try to brag on him too much, even though he was bragging on me in the comments. I try to keep him down to earth.
John, Jimmy has a good question, and I think I heard you talking about this the other day. He said, "What is the best way to preserve the velvet without taking out a second mortgage on your soul?" Weren't you talking about that?
So I mean, I just have I killed a small velvet buck. It's a 5-pointer. And I'm not saying that to say, oh, I don't care how big it is. I loved it. But it did have its velvet still on. Some of those bucks over there were hard-horned already. And I'd say we'll probably only have a couple days left of velvet. So you guys need to get out there if you want one. But all I did was put it in my freezer. So the guys from Ohio that was down there with us had some of that velvet lock. You've probably seen maybe some Facebook ads about it. The only thing with that, though, is if you spray the velvet lock on there, it's supposed to preserve it, but you can't freeze it after that. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I'm taking the deer's head back. But if I don't freeze it, it's going to start rotting and smelling. Then what? Right? So I just wrapped it in a garbage bag, wrapped its head in a garbage bag, left its antlers exposed, put it in my freezer. Now, KJ's buck wouldn't fit in my freezer, right? So if you kill a big one, 170, I don't know what Jimmy's talking about, a 170 or a 200, whatever. I don't know what you're going to do with that. You better take, I guess, I don't know. I guess clean it out and use the velvet lock.
That or get him right to the old taxidermy man or taxidermy lady.
Well, he said he don't want to. Now, if you can do a Euro mount for I saw a lady up in Georgetown. She was doing Euro mounts, I think, for $150. So if you just did a Euro mount, that would be fine.
Yeah.
Nathan says, John, what's the biggest buck you've killed? Nathan, that was it. The only buck I've killed. And hey, that's something we've been honest about from the very beginning.
Absolutely.
This is only my 4th deer season, so I'm stoked.
Yeah.
Jimmy said that buck, tell the hard-horned one to leave the blue chew alone. We do have KJ. How old are you?
I'm 21.
Oh gosh, okay. I thought you was KJ. You seem like 17 to me.
I'm 21.
Use velvet lock, yeah. All right, so KJ, I was there. I was with your dad when you killed the biggest buck of your life. You were with your brother, right? He was filming for you.
Yeah.
So how did this work out that of all the deer hunters in the family, you're the one who got to kill this buck?
Well, you see all these deer behind me, especially that one. Dad's already killed, a few big ones.
He's got a couple, yeah.
Jake killed a 180 a couple of years ago, so it was kind of just my turn.
There you go. Well, you're the little brother too, so I guess that's the way it goes. Jake was on here and said something a while ago.
He said he had video of it.
Oh yeah, Jake was one filming it. So tell us. I'm guessing your dad was the first one to see this buck on camera, because if you're with Hurley during hunting season, he literally gets trail cam photos like 1 per second. It's like a constant feed of trail cam photos. So I'm guessing he first saw it. Do you know when you guys first saw it? Was it like the summer? Was it back in the spring? Do you remember?
I'm pretty sure we put up cameras like a month before August 7th, which was, I believe, the day that you could put corn out. So, he was there. Yeah. He was there pretty much instantly.
Yeah.
And sorry, my mom's in the background. Yeah, he was there pretty much.
You can get on here with you if you want.
She's not even dressed, so she's got her bedtime clothes on. But
so you saw him that first week of August when you started putting corn out, but then he disappeared.
Yeah, well, he was there coming in pretty consistently every morning, every evening, throughout the night, and then there a couple days right before season, he just disappeared. We thought he might have shed, and then they kind of go AWOL after that. So we were kind of getting worried. And then, sure enough, Saturday morning we had one picture of him just booking it through. Was pretty sure it was him because we didn't have really any other big deer like that out there. And we just assumed there might have been some hunters close to us that might have bumped him, which was good for us. But, yeah, kind of worked out perfectly for us.
So let me ask you this. When you went to the stand, did you expect to see him?
I had high hopes because where we believed he bedded at, the way he came in was the same road we walk in on.
Yeah.
And the way he ran was the opposite direction of that.
Gotcha.
So me and Jake kind of figured if he came back, he could have came back at night, but we were hoping that he would troll through there in the daytime.
Yeah.
Early enough for us to get a shot.
And then when he walked out, so you're sitting there, you guys probably only been in the stand a couple hours. You haven't been there long. Because he didn't come out. He came out, probably around 6:30, 7 o'clock, something like that?
Yeah, it was right at 7.
Yeah,
we only got in at 4, so.
When he came out, what was and you saw that big rack walking out right to you. Like he walked right to you. What were you feeling at that moment?
Honestly, I told everybody that I wouldn't get the jitters as deer walking in, but I'm telling you, it was something different. As soon as I saw him, I was like, Jake, there he is. And then I started shaking real bad, breathing heavy, and Jake was like
Yeah.
over there trying to calm me down.
That's great.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That was the exact question I wanted to ask, dude, because I get to shaking when a doe walks out at 20 yards. So, I could only imagine, dude, that thing walking out. Dude, I'd be shaking all over.
Now, here's a good question. Robert said, did you guys use Tinks or like any kind of – I'm going to predict it was nose jammer. Did you use anything as you walked in if he was coming in that same direction?
I actually used Code Blue. I used the Code Blue detergent. Yeah, I used Code Blue detergent, sprayed down in Code Blue, used scent killer deodorant. I do know that. And then we obviously use scent lock bag. We try to use everything really to keep
I think your dad –
Are you a believer in the scent control aspect of the game?
I mean, I believe in it.
He is now.
I mean, yeah. I believe in it pretty heavily.
I'm pretty sure your dad used an entire bottle of nose jammer in like a 30-yard walk.
Yeah.
He was just walking through there, just like spray paint there. Like I was like, my God, you're gonna run them all off. He's like, bears love this stuff. I said, we don't want bears. But he used the whole bottle of nose jammer. It worked. I mean, I actually like the smell of nose jammer. If I'm going to use something, that's what I prefer. Usually we use camo dust, but I didn't bring any. I don't know why, but I like the dust better than the spray. But I mean, it all probably works to some effect, and it all probably doesn't. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I'll go with the dust part.
So you're sitting there. He walks out. What from the moment he, did it? I saw the video. I saw the video of the shot, and it was a great shot. Excuse me. Did you have to give him time to kind of position himself, or were you sitting there? Were you at full draw waiting? Like, how did that go down?
No, when he walked in, see, we put a stick in the middle of the corn pile, which you'll be able to tell in the video.
I told Josh he needs to do that too. Yeah,
and I did it.
Yeah, we put a stick in the middle of the corn pile, and it had been working. We've done it like for a while now, and they usually always come in perfectly, stay on broadside. But for whatever reason, this deer basically went right down the middle of the stick, one leg on each side, and we kind of just had to wait. Which when I shot him, he was quartering. It was a quartering shot, but he as soon as he turned his head, I basically drew back and smoked him.
You did, and in the shot placement, so he was kind of quartered to, and you really put it right behind the shoulder. And then after you killed him, though, I mean, you got a little nervous, didn't you? You got a little nervous about how much blood was there, or if you're going to find him. And I think if it'd been like an average buck, you probably wouldn't have been as nervous. But that, it had you kind of shook.
Yeah, I was definitely shaken up after. I could barely talk to Dad on the phone. I was freaking out so much.
Yeah. I know Hurley was saying, just calm down. It's okay, breathe.
Well, John texted me. I was in the woods, and he texted me and said he'd killed one, and it was literally, I bet, 4 or 5 minutes. It felt like after, and it was like. And he showed us the picture. He's like, this one's down too. And then I kept saying, is it dead? Is it dead? Is it dead? And he never sent us a picture. And I thought, oh, man, I hope that deer is dead.
Yeah. And well, actually, I showed him the trail cam picture the night before, trying to trick them to think that's what I was going to be shooting. They didn't fall for it, though. So, what's your favorite thing about the buck? It's estimated 170 inches. It's full velvet. It's got some nice drop tines. It's got 18 points. What's your favorite part of the buck? What did you like most about it?
I mean, it's got to be the drop tine. I mean, that's a lot of people's dream is to kill a drop tine buck.
Yeah. But an 18 pointer, that's hard to come up.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, you can have a drop tine buck that's like a mainframe 8 with a couple drop tines, 10 or 11 pointer. 18 points is impressive. That's rare.
Yeah, it is.
Wow. That's really cool. Yeah. All right, tell us. I talked. Your dad and I kind of talked about it there in the blind. Obviously use the G5 Mega Meat, which is a absolute killer. We've heard, T-Bone's been on here and talked about it before. It's a very popular broadhead. But tell us about the bow you use, because the bow was kind of special too, right?
Yeah. I was actually gifted it, or T-Bone actually gifted it to me. Dad got one that was similar but a little bit longer. I believe it's the RX3 Hoyt
Yeah,
RX3. Yeah, Bone Collector Edition. It's a real nice bow. I don't know. It'll be a while before I ever get a new bow. I'll keep that one for a very long time.
Yeah, even when you're not using it anymore, you're going to keep that one.
Oh, yeah,
Gifted
for sure.
to you by one of the best archery hunters in the world. Your dad was sure to tell me, he told me because he had his Bone Collector bow too, and he's like, KJ got the nicer one. So he did tell me that.
His is all black and mine's all camo with like green strings and got Bone Collector on it and stuff. It's pretty cool.
That's very cool.
So you shoot the buck, and it was a great shot. I mean, Hurley and I watched it several times. He watched it probably 100 times.
Yeah.
And I heard him, he probably called 10 or 15 people between the time you shot it and the time you found it. And I heard him say over and over, it's dead. The buck's dead. The deer's dead. I heard him say it over and over and over. But I know you were a little concerned. So tell me about finding it. You guys went back home. You waited it out. You went back out. I know, I think there were 2 different places you thought it could go. And so to kind of tell us about it.
Yeah, well, once we found the arrow, it was obviously there was gut all over it. There was blood on it, but not much. We assumed that the gut probably wiped most of the blood out.
Yeah.
But yeah, we kind of just walked down the road and went ahead and left. It was wanting to give it some time in case it was a little farther back than what I hoped. And I got my friend Jace and friend Drew, which he has YouTube too, actually. Hometown Hunters, follow them. And went back to where I shot it, looked at the arrow. They looked at it too. We kind of all had a game plan. We thought he would have ran down the hill and probably walked down this holler about a mile into it. And then Drew and me and Jace and Jake started looking at the video again and thought he might have went back up the hill and just went back to the arrow and then cut back right instead of going left down the hill. And there he was laying about 40 yards up the hill.
40 yards. So, yeah, I mean, the picture looked like when Hurley first showed me the video, I said it looks like it probably clipped his liver, right? So it looked like it probably hit the heart, liver, and kind of went that direction. And anyone who's not seen it, there the buck is. It's an incredible buck. You see the drop time here, 18 points. I mean, crazy. But yeah, after all the kind of nervousness, worry, wondering where it's going to be, I mean, it's 40 yards. Nothing. Yeah. Right. He died soon. So
yeah. I mean, we probably looked for 2 hours and he was 40 yards away from where I shot him, which is crazy.
Here, I guess this is Hurley Sr. said he texted me, said Papa smoked the big buck. Yeah, he also called your dad and was like, I'm going, he lives probably 40 minutes away or so.
Yeah, about
London,
30, 40.
30. And said he was coming to see it. So you had the whole family there. Hurley was talking, said, last year he went over to take some hunters out and Jackie killed one. This year you killed one. He said, he's going to have to stay home next year. So,
yeah.
But yeah, man, beautiful buck, great story. We are so happy for you. We really are.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Something I wanted to get your perspective on, and it's just because, not everybody gets that opportunity at an animal like that. So what I want you to describe for us is right after the shot. You've been hunting a while now. The chaos that happens after you get an opportunity. So on a buck like that, literally right after the shot, what are you looking for? What are you looking for? Reaction? Are you looking for direction? What trail he was on? Because you know how it is. Once that shot goes off, especially archery, you're kind of like, it's scramble mode. Yeah. What are you looking for?
Oh, yeah.
Well, what you're supposed to do, or what we like to do, is first we want to see which way he goes, which, I mean, that'll help you a lot, just watching which way he goes. And then obviously listening, trying to be as quiet as possible after the shot, listen to see if you hear him crash, which I didn't do a very good job of because I was pretty excited after I shot.
Right. Yeah.
That's why
that was Jake's job, man. He was the camera guy.
Yeah.
That was Jake's job.
Yeah, I think the best thing to do is just try to stay calm and quiet, listen, see which way he goes, and then you'll be a lot better off because that's where we probably messed up because we probably wouldn't have had to look for 2 hours for this deer because he only went 40 yards. But, yeah.
That's why I wanted to ask that question because – I know how it is too, and when you start dealing with everything that you have to deal with after that, the anxiousness, you're at an all-time amped up, and it's just you got to look for a ton of stuff because you still have to keep your wits about you to kind of watch for those little signs. And it's tough, man. It's tough.
It's hard to do, man. I can only imagine like shooting that buck. It's like even your perspective of everything kind of just goes out the window.
Yeah.
Like he ran, like say he ran straight in front of you, and you're like, nah, dude, he ran that way. Like you just that's me to a T. Like once I shoot, it's like I shot that deer last year, shot a little 6-pointer last year, and he maybe ran 20 yards, and it was snowing. And I started looking, and it fell down in like this thick field. And I thought for sure, like I couldn't find him at first. And I thought, wait, did I actually kill this? Like I started questioning myself when I knew, like this deer is dead. And dude, I started.
Listen, there was no question on Saturday on the 2 I shot. They were done. So I don't know what you're talking about.
This is actually
everything, brother. It's gonna happen.
Hey, Ricky Darty has a great comment. And Ricky killed a giant maybe last year, 2 years ago. He said, congratulations. Don't fall into the trap of trying to better that one. When you kill a dream buck, you don't look at others the same way. So I think 2 things right there. Yeah, I mean, you may go the rest of your life and never kill a bigger one, and that's okay. That's a buck of a lifetime.
Yeah.
But now it's like, you know what I mean? Like you're just going to look at other deer, but you've been around big animals your entire life, so you probably have a little different perspective on that. So you'll be fine. But Jake says that we'll see in the video how it was hard for him to listen for the buck falling. I'm guessing because all the noise you were making, KJ.
Yeah, I was freaking out pretty good.
The heavy breathing. I could hear you breathing. I was 5 feet from Hurley, and I could hear you breathing through the phone. So
that's what it's all about.
Were you going to ask me something, Mike?
Words out of my mouth, dude. That's exactly what it's about.
You guys had a really cool weekend, just of fellowship, family. Your dad was there, your mom was there, your brother was there.
Or his dad wasn't there actually.
Well, I mean, he was he was there in a sense of getting that call
on the phone. Yeah.
So he's a call away, and it's one of those things where it becomes, John killed a deer that day, he killed 2 deer that day, you killed a deer, and it's surrounded by like your family, right?
Yeah.
So with John experiencing some of that, I told John he could not pass up this opportunity, and here's why. John has chosen to learn a very hard way, and I think a lot of people are going to understand when I say this. When you decide to hunt public and you get after it, it's hard. But when you have guys like Hurley, when you grow up with a dad that teaches you that has hunted before and he's experienced and he can sit you down and guide you through everything. John and Josh have hunted.
Are you saying my dad failed me, Mike?
No, I'm not saying that. Your dad didn't hunt.
I'm just kidding.
Your dad didn't hunt. I would never say that.
No, Mike. When it comes to hunting, our dad did. He definitely failed us.
Yeah, he was a puss.
Well, listen, I would never say that about your dad. God rest his soul. But what's cool about this is I wanted to see John get an opportunity like this because he's worked so hard on public, and we all know how difficult public is. So when you have this opportunity to go with a friend or buddy that's literally guiding you and helping you understand,
I didn't have to work for these
and gain that experience. But see, that's the thing is I want you to be careful. I've heard you say that multiple times, and just be careful with how you approach that. And KJ will be able to tell you this. It's a special thing to have the ability. Just because somebody else did
no. Listen, I'm very grateful. Like, I mean, me and Hurley hugged right there in the blind. We high-five fist bump. We were so excited. I can't wait to do it again. I'll go back. I'd go every weekend with him. Yeah. But, I mean, I can't say I did much more than just make the shot.
Well, I get you.
And then when we got back to the house, and we strung we had a hog and 2 deer. This dude from Ohio, Sheldon, dude, he was like a whiz. I mean, he skinned them, boned them out. I was like, there was times I was trying to jump. I was wanting to jump in. I'm like, I'm just getting this guy's way. I just held a garbage bag and put the meat in it.
I don't just look at the perspective of like you killing it and being happy for you though. Like Hurley got to take you, a good friend,
Yeah, it was a great time.
Yeah.
It's kind of like growing up. The person that got me into hunting was my buddy Eric. And, dude, for 3 years, my first 3 years, I killed nothing. And then me and him went turkey hunting one morning. And I swear to you, he said, hey, sit here. I got to go take a poop. And he goes and takes a poop and comes back and goes, dude, I swear I heard a turkey up on top of the mountain while I was pooping. And we take off and we kill the bird. And, dude, like the same thing. We hugged. He was pumped. I was pumped. It's just a family thing, man. Like it is.
That's me. Like
special about it.
Dude, I would much rather hunt with people than by myself.
Oh yeah.
And that's why, someone, right before we got on live, I had a friend call me and he's like, man, I'm definitely coming to that public land camp. And he was asking about Peabody and stuff. I said, look, man, October may be tough. We might have a couple of does killed. We may not have anything killed between the 25 people going to be there. But I promise we're going to have a lot of fun. It's going to be a great time.
Yeah.
Early here says, no better feeling when it's with family and friends. The highest of highs. Buck fever is the best drug on earth. I am blessed with 2 great sons for sure. I mean, he could have thrown me in there. They have the crown now and do great things. Listen, he says buck fever is the best drug on earth, but I have some pictures of him that he sent me last night with some hogs, and he looked pretty darn happy. And I've not shared those pictures. He sent them late last night. I was in bed. They got buried beneath other texts, so I didn't see them this morning. But I can't wait to share them with Josh and Mike after we get off here.
Christian, I'm McNaughton. I know I'm messing that up. I'm sorry. He said it's not about shooting the deer. It's the memories you make with friends. I tell Jacob Nance this all the time. He helped me drag that deer at Peabody last year, and it was only like 200 yards, but it was straight up and down in the snow, and it was miserable. And he tells me all the time, dude, if you shoot a deer again down there, I'm not helping you. And I'm like, but I tell him, like, dude, the ones that like suck and it hurts, that's the ones that you'll always remember. Like you'll never. I like it when it sucks, dude. I do. I like it when it's terrible.
All right, so. KJ, your brother says, can you explain why you put the log in the middle of the corn and what way to angle it for people that might be wondering? So that is a good question. Josh and I just walked through this yesterday because I first saw T-Bone do it. And I'll say this, Hurley had a log in all of his corn piles except for one, and that was ours. And every deer came on facing us, but it worked out. But KJ, tell everybody why you're doing that.
Well, yeah, like I said earlier, we do it mainly just so the deer come in broadside, which mine didn't really do that perfectly, but so it's good enough to shoot.
Let's do this. Here's how I explain it to Josh. If your corn pile is like a circle, right? Yeah. Imagine that is a clock, and you're putting your log at 6 o'clock. The end of the log should be facing you.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
That way, when the deer come in, most of the time, unlike the one you just killed, they don't straddle the log. They put their nose to the side of the log, and then their body is broadside facing the hunter. Is that right, KJ?
Yeah, well, yeah, that is right. But the reason why mine didn't really do that right is because we didn't really have a log in the boat. We just had a thicker stick. So that was
just walked on top of it, yeah.
Yeah, that was the main reason why he didn't do it. But, yeah, usually if you put a log, they'll come in broadside perfectly to shoot. We like to do it.
It's a great idea. Yeah. I don't know why I guess people's been doing it a long time. I didn't know about it until I saw T-Bone do a video, I think last year. Heck, Hurley might show T-Bone. I don't know.
You mentioned it on the phone, and I was like, what the heck are you talking about?
Yeah, Josh did not get it. And part of it is because Josh listens about 50% of the things I say.
Yeah.
He's usually – he even said I wasn't listening that well. So, well, KJ, bro, we are so happy for you. And we'll let you get off here. We have people that have sent us pictures, so they're wanting to everybody guess the age of their deer. But we are so proud of you, brother. And hopefully, listen. Yeah, you shouldn't want to try to. You should want to try to kill one bigger, of course, but you shouldn't get caught up on it. But I fully think you can. Yeah. Like with the opportunities you have, I think you can best that. So I hope you do. I guess you're still third in the family, right?
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah.
I'm still third in the family.
Yeah. So, hey, don't quit, brother. Go after it. Put Jake and Hurley down. And you take that number one spot out of the Combs clan. So, All right, brother. You have a good night, man. We'll talk to you soon, okay?
All right, see you.
See you
Hey,
guys.
congratulations, buddy.
Hey,
Man, look at that. Look at that. Just look at that photo.
I just want to mention that Nick Martini just hit a 3-run home run in the bottom of the 8th to tie the Mariners 6-6.
They won yesterday. Look at that photo, though. Isn't that amazing?
It's unreal, dude.
I didn't mean to leave that photo on there so long. And look, and here's what we were talking about. His buddies, his brother, his papa and his brother.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's something, man.
I had his mom on there earlier. Only one's not in there is Hurley, but I guarantee they got plenty of pictures.
Oh, yeah.
So, dude, I'm just happy for him. And seeing it go down like that was really cool.
Actually, I seen a comment earlier about someone killing a nice buck in Hazard, and Tawny's cousin Hunter Combs. I sent you the picture if you want to pull it up. He's a 12-year-old patterned the buck himself. Really nice velvet buck.
Hey, you know what? I think Zach Lawrence, the Harlan County guy, tagged me in a post of a young boy that killed a velvet buck, and I didn't see it because when we posted that picture of KJ, it got like 1,500 likes or something. So my notifications were just crazy.
Right.
Do y'all's phones do that too?
Yeah.
So your notifications are always crazy.
Yeah.
But I got to go back and check. I guarantee it's the same one. He said it was a cool story.
I sent you the picture. Pull it up here. It didn't click until I realized. Wait, Hurley Combs, and then I seen Hazard, and I thought, wait, his last name is
Hazard's
Combs.
full of Combses.
Yeah, and he
full of Combses.
Yeah, dude. He
Jackie said, "Thank you guys, Jackie. Anytime at all. We love the Combs family." Let's see here. You sent it to me on Messenger?
Yeah, let me make sure it was. I think I sent it. Do I need to send it to you directly?
No. Hey, and listen, while I'm pulling this picture up, the last couple of weeks, you guys have sent us pictures. You sent me pictures on Messenger that you said, hey, guess the age of this deer. So I want to do two things. I want to say, hey, guess the score of this deer, of the ones killed this weekend. And then we can also guess the age. So if you killed a buck and you know how it measured, send it to us. If you have a buck on camera and you want us to guess the age, it's been a fun segment of the show. People really enjoyed it. We want to keep doing it. So send them away. Send them to me in Messenger, and we'll put them on the screen. Let me pull that one up.
I sent it in the group chat.
Yeah,
very nice velvet.
I'm just still super stoked for you, man. You gained some really cool experience, and it's not that experience where you're trucking through public land and trying to figure things out, but you were able to sit down with a buddy that was able to guide you and teach you.
We had a good time, man.
And you gained some really good experience, and you killed 2 deer. That's pretty cool.
Hey, John's all about statistics. So in his hunting career, he is 2 for 2, 100% in bow shots. 3 for 3.
3 for 3. I've never missed. I've never missed.
That's it right there.
Hey, Jimmy Carroll. Hey, Jimmy Carroll texted me and was like, Josh has never killed a velvet buck.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did he?
He did.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
Hey, John, I got a question. All 3 of those deer that you've killed now with your bow, how far away were each of those?
27, 22, and probably 15-ish.
I like that. So within
my best shot, well, I won't say my best shot. My best shot was the 22. And I got to tell you, those are not. Oh, look, Jimmy's just shrugging in the comments. I love it, Jimmy.
I can't believe you, Jimmy.
He loves you. He just thought it was funny.
I've still killed more bucks than him.
Yeah, but never a velvet one.
That's okay. I'll get one eventually, and it'll be.
Jimmy said must have been his medicine, his prescription. He's on a lot of meds. Hey, Jimmy's staying strong too. Jimmy's fighting hard here, so we're praying for you, Jim. The best shot. So the 27-yard was the buck. I shot it. He ducked, and I shot it a little high, but it was. I mean, he died in 30 seconds. Like he literally. And if you look at the video, and I can't post it to Facebook because I think it'll get removed. Our page is good and healthy. I don't want to have any violations. But if you look at it, it kind of looks like the shot knocked him down. Like he just flat on his side. And that Annihilator, I'll say this about the Annihilator broadheads. When you look at the entry, it's like, it doesn't look like a big cut, or it doesn't look like, like you would like maybe a mechanical. but it just crushes everything in its path. When I shot that doe, I shot it a little forward, and it just crushed. It went through her heart, but it was at an angle, and it crushed the opposite shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it just crushed it. And when we skinned her out, it was like, whoa, look at that damage. And so I wish I could show those pictures. I can't.
Yeah.
How was your
Annihilator broadhead did serious damage.
How was the broadhead when you got it? Were you able to recover the broadhead?
Yes, I got both broadheads back. Both arrows broke. One of them, the deer just landed. When I shot him, it went through him, and then he landed on it.
Oh, okay.
And it had just a tip of it, like the back end was in him. And then the other one broke when it hit the shoulder, and she ran, and it broke off inside of her. But both broadheads back, and I'll put them on new arrows, and I can use them again. Like they annihilated those deer. I was very proud of. I was very happy that that's what I was using.
Little backstory on this buck here. So I think he shot it late in the evening. They couldn't find it.
Yeah.
Wounded it. And the guy you see on the left in the blue shirt, that's Lucky Ridge Farms.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the dog. I think it was. Let me see here. I think it's German short hair pointer.
Mm-hmm. Looks like it.
Yeah, and ended up getting out. And he said within 10 minutes that dog found him. So
it looks like an 11 pointer.
That's what I'm thinking.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Unless that back tine on its left side branches off into 2. Looks like an 11 pointer.
Yeah, it's a good deer. Good deer. He loves.
My brother said, "Glad you took the shot, John. Gobble gobble." Scott, I'm never passing up a shot again. Never passing up a shot again, right, Mike?
Well, I think there's a big difference.
All right, he agrees. He said, "Yeah."
In a deer at 20 yards, and a turkey in the woods with a 410 at 48 or however.
Now, Robert James says, "How high were you on those?" The doe, I wasn't high at all. I shot it in the heart. The buck, it was at 27, and the buck had just finished. It had spotted when I raised my bow. It spotted us. It was stomping at us. It was not happy, and I just sat there with my bow up, which seemed like an hour, was just a few minutes until it got comfortable again. And then he turned to start to walk away, and you can hear Hurley. He's clicking his rangefinder. He says, "It's at 25." And then Hurley says something, and there's 2 does that came into the field, which made the buck stop, and he turned broadside, and Hurley said 27, and I shot him at 27. So what happened when I raised my bow to shoot him, he once again looked right at me. And so I thought, oh, man, he's getting ready to go. I raised my 20. I have a 10, 20, 30, 40, 50-yard pins. 27, I raised my 20 a little higher, and I probably should have just maybe, I don't know. So anyway, I think I actually got my 30 up there on him, and I should have had it a little lower. And with that being a few inches high and him ducking, it got him in the lungs. Like, he died instantly, but it was still higher than I wanted.
All 3 of your deer have been from the ground.
All 3 have been from the ground. You know, I think when we go to Peabody, since I don't have the pressure of trying to kill a deer, I'm going to go over there where Steven killed one last year, where it's just open fields, and I'm going to try to get one over there like that again because it's so much fun. But, all right, do we have some deer to look at other than this, boys? I'm happy for that kid, though. Larry Combs, what was his name? DJ Larry Combs, what was his name?
Oh, Gunner.
Gunner Combs.
Gunner.
No,
Combs.
You said Hunter a while ago.
Gunner.
That's a good hunting names, though.
Yep.
If Brandon is still on here watching, he can. Brandon, just send John Stepp your picture and his.
Yeah, bro. Hey, listen, just add me. If you guys aren't friends with me on Facebook, friend me on Facebook. All you're going to see is pictures of my girls. You're going to see land that I have for sale because I'm a real estate agent, and you're going to see that I'm trying to. You're going to see hunting and fishing stuff, and like maybe some pressure washing stuff if I get some jobs here soon. Hey, Jimmy, I'll get to that in a second. Give me Jimmy.
Have you got more pictures, Joe?
I got one coming. Yeah, this is from. Oh, hold on. Let me see who just sent this. He sent it to me last week, and we had already gotten off there. He barely missed us. Justin Isaac. So Justin Isaac, this picture's from July 28th. Looks like a 10-pointer.
Yeah, that's a pretty deer.
It is.
Hey, let me say this too about the deer me and Hurley hunted this weekend. Dude, they were the prettiest deer. Their coats, they look so healthy. Like, I don't know if it's because of the routine Hurley has or if it's because they're not very pressured. I don't know what it is, but they were all beautiful deer. And so that was just something that really stood out.
That's cool.
All right, what do you guys think? How old is this deer? I'm gonna get a drink of water from my jug. I'm using this big pitcher here.
Heck, dude, I'm not very good at this. I'm just gonna go with 3.5.
I'm not either. I think he's got like a medium neck.
Yeah, it doesn't have
What do you think, Michael?
Sag going on.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one for me because the size of the deer makes me say 3.5, but
he looks young. He looks younger.
He could. No, he's probably not younger. He's probably 3.5 or 4.5, if I had to guess.
Well, let's see what people are saying over here. Good night, guys. Stay fat and happy always. Let's see. Bachelor groups have separated. Cool. Good. I hunted from the ground and forgot my chair. Rookie mistake, Steve. Rookie mistake. We've all done it. I've done it. The worst thing is when you get to your hunting spot and you realize you don't have your release. That is the worst.
Hey, after this, I'll tell you something really funny about yesterday. Go ahead.
Jimmy Carroll says 3.5. James says 4.5. Old, 155. John says 4. Follow him on Twitter. It's funnier. It's funner. Oh, talking about me? I'm on Twitter quite a bit. Christian says 5. Dwayne says 3.5. 4.5. Absolutely 3.5, Sebastian Blythe says. Evening, fellas. NyQuil's kicking in, trying to get rid of COVID. I'll watch tomorrow. Oh, Brent, man, hope you're feeling okay.
Hope you're feeling better.
Yeah,
Brent, hope you and your wife feel better, bud.
Aaron Savage, who do we need to send pictures to? Send them to me, Aaron. John Stepp. Yep. So Justin Isaac sent this. I wish, Justin, I was hoping to see what you thought. So if you're still on here, Justin, let us know. And Joe says it's probably 145 inches, 3.5-year-old. So the consensus is 3.5 to 4.5. Brandon says 4, so that's right in the middle. We'll go with that. Let's look at the next one. Look at the next one coming up. If you got them, friend me on Facebook. Send them to me. Christian has been a consistent deer picture share on here. He's got a good one today to share with us. I'm sharing right now. And here it is, the one on the right. What do we think? That's a pretty deer. Very pretty deer.
These are real pretty deer. Young deer.
Looks like a mainframe 8-point deer.
He better not show up to my field because he'll be shot.
If you notice, Justin says I got him at 4.5, 5.5 from past years and picks. Justin, there you go. So Mike, you're right. He was a little older than you originally thought. That last picture, not this one.
Yeah. Fascinating.
Yeah, I'll put this one. I'm gonna go 3.5.
If you notice, I stay out of it because I have no idea.
I just like to play the game,
Kyle Sams messaged me and told me to send him pictures of the teeth of my deer, and he would age them. I totally forgot, but I still have the head of one of them. So,
yeah, the doe would have been interesting because you got a really big doe. That doe you killed was a real big one.
Yeah, she's long gone.
She looked older too. That buck you got was probably 1.5 years old.
Yeah, he was young.
But that doe right there, man, that was a big.
It was a nice doe, and she was the biggest of the 3 that were coming in at that time.
That deer that we were just looking at, and I'm saying 2.5.
Hey, Jimmy, what is the So Jimmy has a question. He wants to know, and I'm going to show you the picture of this buck. I got to find it here. Oh, okay. Should we use our tags? And I want to show you this buck. This buck came in 2 days ago on Jimmy's property. He has said that my daughter, if I want to bring her up and this buck comes in to shoot this buck, and which means she would have a bigger buck than me, which is fine. I would rather that happen anyway. Should we use our tags to cull bucks if we're trying to manage our herd? If we're trying to grow big bucks, should we cull bucks like you would a bass in a bass tournament? This buck obviously has something weird going on with its horns, with his antlers, and that doesn't mean that it couldn't grow into a crazy giant, because I've seen pictures of weird-looking deer that blow up, right? But what do you think about culling bucks? Anyone in the comments, let us know. What's your philosophy on growing your herd, culling bucks, getting rid of bad genetics or small, weird-looking deer? We're just wondering. Hey, KJ hung out. He said he killed it in Pulaski, which I knew that already. And we've been telling people, what you said, Mike? Pulaski County, most underrated deer hunting county in Kentucky.
Well, I think it is.
By far. It's not even close. There's Boone and Crockett bucks killed there every single year. Multiple Boone and Crockett's. It's up there in total numbers.
Yeah.
Pulaski County.
I was getting ready to say Pulaski County has skyrocketed in the total harvest numbers every year.
Yeah, and I have said now, if I ever move, I plan to stay in this house for a very long time, but if I ever move, it's going to be to Somerset. Good fishing, good hunting, good friends.
I agree. That's exactly. If I moved, 100% would be.
Yeah, we've talked about that. Yeah.
100%.
Let's see here. Okay, I'll stop looking at the. John Gray says he would cull it. Can't manage a deer pop by culling bucks. All right, we got to. Kyle, you can't just drop in and put a statement out there like that. We got to have some context behind it. So tell us what you think.
Science.
Can't manage a deer population by culling bucks. I don't think I said you could. Maybe I did, but I have no idea. I'm just asking you guys what you think. Kyle, let us know. Aaron Savage said, check the pic I sent you. Want to see a cull buck. Okay, we're getting to it. I promise if you send me a picture, I'm getting to it. We just want to get this. No, you're supposed to cull older, bigger deer since they eat more. Okay. Thanksgiving weekend, I'll cull one, but not until then. Bub. I thought epigenetics makes culling not very useful. I don't know what that is, Steve, but it sounds right. I mean, it sounds intelligent.
We need it.
Joe says the deer is malnourished. Kyle is right. Per Dr. Deer. Okay, well, I mean, if you got the name Dr. Deer, I guess you know what you're talking about. Call it whatever you want. Management is needed. Old deer decline or plateau, become bullies, or die by nature. KJ says, I sent you another picture of a deer killed in Pulaski County. Oh, well, my bad. My bad. I thought you was telling me this deer. Okay, so we got more. I'm getting to them here. Bub Tackett. Bub, I can't see what that is. All right. I want to share this picture. There's no way anyone. I mean, this could be your ex-girlfriend running through a field, Bub. I have no idea what this is. What? What do you guys think? 3.5?
That's a 6-year-old deer for sure.
Bub, you got to bring a better picture, Bub.
Man, that deer is tall.
It is. I mean, I guess, or is that a branch? I don't know.
No, that deer's tall. That's a nice deer right there.
I want a better picture. Bub says he thinks it's 4.5.
Kyle Sam says half of a deer's chromosomes come from its mother. How would you go about calling bad genetics or inferior genetics from the female portion of the population? It's not possible, and this buck may just have an injury.
Well, that sounds like Kyle's telling us to shoot does.
Kyle, once again, showing he's smarter than the crowd.
I like it.
He's the man.
Shoot does. That's what that's about.
Kyle is one of the good ones.
Oh, yeah.
One of the good ones. All right, let me see. Here's another one. This is from, I don't remember. That's a good one. Oh.
Is that drop time?
That back there is.
Yeah, I thought so.
Wow.
Look at the times, dude.
I'll just say with this tree right here on the left, this buck looks 7 feet long. All right. What do you guys think about this?
Brow time's almost
big necks from both of them.
Those are two dandies right there.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, Chris Miller sent this one. Chris Miller.
Wow.
Hey, KJ, you sent me that picture. Send it to me in Messenger. I can't share it from my phone. But yeah, I did see that buck
Bub
today.
keeps saying, read the message.
Who said that?
Bub keeps saying that's the same deer Justin sent you. Read
That's the same deer Justin sent me. Bub, I ain't about reading messages, bro. This is about your photos. Get with it. Bub also said he's not a fan of he took his saddle out, wasn't a big fan. So then I called him a loser.
Jimmy,
in his
have a
Facebook
good
group.
night,
I
brother.
figured somebody would come to his defense, but they didn't.
Have a good night.
See you, Jim.
Praying for you, Jimmy. Keep at it, buddy.
Absolutely. Love you, Jim. All right. So what do you guys think about these? How big are they? How old are they? Have a great week.
Zoom out a little bit.
Zoom out?
Yep. So I can see the body of the one on the left.
It's kind of hard. He looks super long because of
that.
that tree. It looks stretched.
Mike, have at it, dude. I don't know.
Bub says, can Chris Miller, who sent this picture, send a pin?
Yeah.
Where Chris is from?
I'm gonna go. Gosh, I think both of those deer for sure 4+.
Yeah, I would say so.
That one in the back, I'm gonna go 6.5.
That belly's sagging, ain't it?
Yeah, maybe 5.5. They're probably not at their peak, but they're probably very darn close.
It almost looks like the one in the back doesn't have velvet.
It does.
It does.
And it probably doesn't.
It does.
It probably doesn't have velvet. Steve says, I keep wanting to get a trail camera. Gosh, my foot's itching. I keep wanting to get a trail camera to get pics like this. Steve, I'm going to tell you, most of us don't get pics like this. Most of us get does and raccoons, okay?
Next week.
But anyway, that wasn't his point. That wasn't his point. He said, but I also like the idea of walking into the woods not knowing what could be out there. I'll just say this, Steve. 2 years ago, I started buying cell cameras and putting them out. It's just as exciting waking up and checking those cell cam pics as it is walking to the woods and seeing one.
I literally put my camera out yesterday,
fun.
And it takes everything in me not to drive up there and check what was in there last night.
That's a good point, Kyle.
Kyle says they're both awful thin in the antler. Awful thin in the antler. The velvet makes them look
very
bigger.
true. The velvet does make them look.
Dude, the brow tines of that one in the back, though, my gosh.
They almost touch, dude.
Those are excellent deer. That's for sure.
Yeah, so we're all jealous of you, Chris. Thanks for sharing. We appreciate it.
He said the drop tine deer is 5.5 and the 9 point is 4.5.
These showed up about 10 days ago, so
wow.
Very nice, Christopher.
Yeah, those are dandies.
Oh yeah.
No, Justin has a different picture of that one that I will share here, and then I'll get to the rest of them.
I wouldn't pass them up either, Kyle.
No way. Look at you could tell that one's much bigger. How much bigger it is in the photo we showed. See that? That's better than that picture Bub had. My God. That's a good deer.
That's a nice deer.
Good deer, Justin. Good deer. Let's see what else we got here.
The Reds won 7-6.
Wow, that's a big win.
Big comeback. Down 6-3 in the 8th.
They won.
They won 7-6.
Ooh, that puts them in a good spot, bro. That puts them in a really good spot.
Most comebacks in the MLB this year. That's awesome.
All right, Aaron Savage. I hope you're still on here. Okay, he's giving me directions. Show this first, okay? All right. Hold on.
Joe Carter said my son is there. I think he's talking about the
Reds game.
The Reds game. I wish I was there, Joe.
All right, so this is March 6th, 2023, if that's correct. All right, that's a funky looking buck. You see that? Funky looking buck.
Wow.
All right, he wanted me to show that first. Now, all his pictures are blurred. Here's another picture of the buck. Oh, hold on. Can you see it? No, you can't see it.
Joe, tell him we said happy birthday, man.
Happy birthday, Joe's son. There's another picture of the buck. Y'all see that?
Yeah.
That's a crazy buck. Would you shoot that, Josh?
Wow.
Wouldn't have to ask me twice.
I'd shoot it and get that Euro mount. Now, that was last year. That was October 18th, 2022. And then he's got pictures. Look at that. He's got 2021, 2022, and this is it in 2023.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
Crazy.
I love who did I say shared this? Adam? Aaron?
That's super cool.
Aaron, I love the way you documented it, man. That's awesome.
Would you all shoot?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I would. That's a unique deer. I've showed you all my very first deer, dude. That's still the most screwed up deer I've ever seen in my life. I'll see if I can find a picture.
I shot a 4-pointer probably 5 years ago, and
Yeah.
it literally the left side of him goes up and forked. This side, the brow tine, like the spike went up, and then he had the fork was going off the side of his head, and it went straight down beside his eyeball.
Cool.
Yeah, it was
All
wild.
right, here's this is so you guys saw KJ's buck, thinking it's around 170.
Yep.
What do you guys think this buck is, if I could ever share it? So this is another Pulaski County buck. Another Pulaski County buck. Look at this one. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Wow.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Looks like it's 13. It's starting to shed its velvet there. Really nice shot placement. This is, I think KJ said his old high school football coach, basketball coach, or something. But
Yeah,
tell
that's
you,
a
man,
beauty.
Pulaski County, bro. Pulaski.
I would love to shoot like you see those pictures of people that kill velvet bucks and like it's all bloody and it's everywhere, dude. I would love to shoot one like that and get it.
Jonathan Stewart had one that he killed like that. That Mike or one of us did a story on.
I remember that.
Yeah, let's end with this buck right here. I'm getting more messages.
Let's got one from Michael.
Mike, send a message. Mike, you want to show that one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hold on, let me see.
Oh yeah, that's unique, dude. That's wild.
That was my first deer ever.
Dude, the left side where it's just all together.
They're both like that.
It looks like it's growing moose antlers.
Yeah.
Now I want to know. Now here's how we're gonna play this next one. Here's how we're gonna play it. If you already know the answer to this question, don't type it. But if you don't, take a guess. Okay. But if you know, don't do it.
Now, John, do you really think that they're not going to? Come on.
Shut up. All right, here we go. What do you think that? How do you think that will score? How do you think that will score? It's got a ton of mass.
Yeah.
And that mass counts for a lot. It's got a drop tine over here. It's got, from what I can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, plus the drop tine 13. I don't know this guy. His face kind of looks like it's photoshopped in there. I know it's not. It's just where I blew up the photo. But if you don't know, guess what do you think it will? What do you think that will score?
Dude, when it comes to scores, I have no clue.
Yep, I'm terrible at that. I'll go upper 170s. It's probably
hard to know what they score when you.
I will say this: it is bigger than KJ's. Sorry, KJ. We love you.
So if that's the case, it's probably
Alex Sarver says 201.
Gross.
Jordan.
This is a Buckmaster score.
Buckmaster
score.
Okay, so that's probably going to be more like upper 190s.
Yeah, a Buckmaster score. The inside spread is 20.5 inches.
Joe Carter says 188.
I've got the score sheet, so I know.
James Evans, 195 after deducted.
I'll tell you this. It's right side with the drop tine scored 95.5.
Gotcha.
I'm just letting people guess.
Chris Miller, 205. Kyle Sams, 187 3/8. Butch Irwin, 195. Justin, 185 plus. Brandon Epperson, 202. Alex Sarver said he killed a 128 on Sunday. Congratulations, Alex.
Yeah, that was a nice deer, man. Congrats.
Congrats, brother.
Okay, 187, 3/8, 185, 172. The official score: 202 and 6/8 or 3/4. However you want to look at it.
A couple people were
202.
close.
It is an irregular
Mm-hmm.
or non-typical buck. Yep.
You said 202?
202 and 6/8.
Brandon Epperson said 202. Alex Sarver 201. So we had a
Matt
couple.
Jeffrey said 203. That's technically closer, but if you're going price is right rules and you can't go over, Brandon Epperson was there. So, Brandon, I just wonder if did Brandon cheat? You think Brandon saw that already?
That deer's really pretty, man.
It is a nice. I'm just kidding, Brandon. It is a really nice buck. I mean, if you look at the base of those antlers, it looks like you can't get your hand around it.
Yeah. That obviously is probably going to get mounted, I would assume, but that deer is going to be one of the prettiest mounts because of his face and his hair.
Oh, yeah.
That is a good-looking deer.
Shout out to Hunter Schmitto. He sent me the score sheet. I'm not going to share the score sheet, but I am going to share photos of this buck in the morning with some details about it, so that's cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
The biggest I've seen killed in Kentucky so far. If there's a bigger one, I've not seen it. So, not sure where it's killed. Who wants to predict where it was killed if you don't know? Mike, where do you think this was killed?
Oof. Christian County? I don't know.
Christian County? We'll see. Let's see. I'm going to stop sharing so I can see. Oh, I already know where it's killed. I don't even know where that is. Josh, where do you think it was killed? Josh lives in Christian County.
Wasn't killed by Josh. He would have heard about it, I would think.
Oh, yeah.
Josh would have crapped his pants and missed on that one.
I'm wrong.
I don't see that happening specifically, but I don't know, dude. I'll just make up something.
I'll tell you this: it was Western Kentucky. It was Western Kentucky.
To be honest with you, I don't go outside of Christian.
You don't know the counties.
I don't. I have no
It
idea.
was in
County, Muhlenberg, and Ohio County.
It was between Hopkinsville and Bowling Green. Like right in the middle between Hopkinsville and Bowling Green.
So like Russellville?
Russellville, Logan County is where it was killed.
Look at that.
Wow.
Look at that.
Yeah. I thought you'd probably know the cities.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a nice buck, man. Nice buck.
Very nice. Very nice.
Jesse
That's literally
Steenbergen.
between Ohio and not Ohio County, Christian County and Bowling Green.
Jesse Steenbergen was the hunter. Hunter Schmitto said he was a scorer. He scored the buck. He said this deer was one of the heaviest racks I've ever held. Deer's mass carried all the way out to the end of the main beams and tines. Then he said, "Congratulations, Jesse. Be looking for it to hit a magazine." So Hunter's going to write the story on that.
Looked like the mass carried through the face and the body too.
He's a giant.
That was a nice deer.
Hey,
Joe Carter said Fayette County. Fayette County don't have many deer killed, but I did see a really nice buck killed in Fayette County. Maybe it was today it was killed there. I don't know, but it was a really nice buck. In Jefferson County, Louisville. Fayette County is Lexington. Jefferson County is in Louisville and Jefferson County. Both of those have nice bucks. You just got to find them. Yeah. So, but hey, we started with KJ's 170. Beautiful velvet buck. We ended here with, Jesse's 202. Another beautiful velvet buck. And in the middle was my 5-pointer.
Hey, listen, I sent you a nice one.
Oh, hold on.
I sent you one.
While you're pulling it up, I'm going to tell y'all something because somebody said something earlier about they left their chair and they were going out and they were hunting from the ground. Yeah. Dude, something. I mean, if you knew me, you would probably understand, John.
Hey, let me interrupt you just a second. Mike, are you talking about the one in the messages?
Yeah, I sent two. I sent the trail cam picture and then my first deer that I killed. That was
all right. Go ahead. Go ahead, Josh. I'm going to share that.
I was going to say so John knows me pretty well. So when I tell the story, he'll understand where my brain probably was. But so I get to the tree yesterday and I'm burning up, dude, like pouring the sweat. I start putting my sticks on the tree and I climb up to 22, 24 feet. I get up there and I'm like, all right. So I've got my lineman's belt around the tree, and what I do is I've got easy gear ties on my saddle. I take them off. I'll put one on my lineman's belt and connect it to my my platform, so it holds there while I run the strap around it. So my dumb butt, 24 feet up in the air, reach around my back, undo the easy gear tie. Next thing I know, the platform falls all the way to the ground.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my God.
So I literally no, I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. So I climb back down, and you can imagine what I was probably saying. I go all the way down, climb back up, put my platform on. All right, I get on my platform, get my tether on everything, feeling good. All right, I'm gonna pull my bow and my bag up. Well, apparently, I was in a hurry to get up the tree that I ran my carabiner around, like through the backpack, and then when I clipped it to my bow, it wasn't clipped all the way on. So I pick it up, my bow comes off, and up comes my backpack. So I bring my backpack all the way up,
Oh my God.
climb back down again, put my bow on it, and then pull it up.
You should have went home.
Literally turkeys in the field while all this is going on. They never moved a muscle.
By the way, if you see turkeys, you're allowed to shoot them in archery right now.
They were about 90 yards. I will smack a gobbler. Nothing tastes better than wild turkey, dude. Nothing.
Hey, so that's very funny. I'm not surprised. That's why I like to take my stuff up with me. But anyway, Mike, that's a big body deer. Is that on your farm?
Yeah. That's down at my my uncle's place, and we got that right up there in the front woods. You probably know where I'm speaking of, right at the top of the hill. That's
where me and Ellis sat, wasn't it?
Close to it, very close to it. Yep. Yeah, very close to it. I'm curious. I wish I'd have had a better picture of that deer. He looks, and this picture was actually taken kind of back in late June, so he's probably grown a little bit. But
oh yeah, for sure.
I'm looking forward to getting more photos of him.
Is that antler builder out, son?
Yep, that's actually where he's at. He's actually at the antler builder mineral site right there.
Putting that antler builder out every other day, and then putting that big log in there, like that tree.
Steve Stimke's got a good point, John. You might have to become a fall turkey hunter after smoking.
If I see one, Steve, I'll put it down. I still have a Fort Knox buck tag. I drew the archery tag for November 11th at Fort Knox, which should be a prime time in the hunting woods. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, if I see a turkey, I will shoot it. I won't.
James, I just about, after the bow came off, I just about left. Yeah. I'm glad I didn't, because I ended up seeing 7 deer. So I was very happy.
And then our boy, look here.
Young Michael.
Young Michael with
that's
the
That's awesome.
That's
still the first ever deer.
Yeah, I killed that. I was probably, I guess it was in 1999, I think. So
that's the first deer you ever killed, and it was with a bow.
Yeah, that's the first deer I've ever killed.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome.
And it has like a palmated. Is that how you say it? Palmated.
Yeah. Yeah, I tell you, it's still the weirdest deer I've ever seen in my life.
It is a weird deer.
It was skinny. It was scrawny. I've got it mounted down.
Did you keep the antlers? Now. You did get it mounted?
Yeah, I got it mounted. My dad got it mounted.
Show us it one night, dude.
Yeah. He showed us before. It's made an appearance on here before, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's a weird deer, man. But
didn't you used to go live when we first started? You used to go live from that room where you have your mounts, didn't you?
Yeah, I did, down in the basement. Yeah.
And then your wife kicked you out.
She's got all her stuff down there.
She works down there. So yeah, but man, I tell you, it's been a good show. We said once we missed some shows over the summer. Kind of took some weeks off there for family and things. But we said once September gets here, boys, every Tuesday, we're doing this every Tuesday.
This has been fun.
Come and see us every Tuesday. We're looking at deer. We're gonna talk deer. We're gonna look at pictures. We're gonna judge them and age them and score them. And none of us know what we're doing, and it's just a blast. So hopefully, some of you guys who are listening, go out there. Who cares how hot it's going to cool off a little bit? Kill one, send us a picture. We'll show you. Look, we don't care. Look at this. That's a little. I mean, I don't even know what you say about that. It looks like its antler looks like those things you scrape the ice off your windshield with. We don't care what it looks like. We love that you're out there hunting. We love that you're just enjoying yourself, putting food on the table, passing it on to your kids, whatnot. So come and share with us. And if you're new here, come back next Tuesday. We have a lot of new folks showing up. We appreciate that. And hopefully you guys continue to hang around. Josh, Mike, anything else before we get off here?
Yeah, real quick, share that last photo I sent you.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Yep, I'll have some. I'll probably have some footage on Saturday and Sunday for next week's show. I had some tonight, but we didn't get around to it.
Michael.
Oh yeah, Mike. Yeah. So, is it still sharing? There we go.
Yeah, Michael Newton sent that to us. Michael Newton sent that to us, and it's a tagged deer. It looks like it's tagged in the ear, and it kind of looks like, to me, I can't tell. I don't know if it's like an angle or if it's like the lighting, but it kind of looks like deer's wearing a shirt. I'm not.
It does. You know what, Mike? I never noticed that.
So I don't know. Michael might be able to tell us a little bit better than.
Wow.
Nathan
deer.
He said shirt.
You think it's
it sort of looks like a pet almost.
So Michael said, I saw it in the messages that he sent this picture to us, and I had forgotten about it. Michael said that this was on his trail cam. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think it was on a trail cam. Yeah.
So do you think maybe it's gotten away from a farm? Because I mean, Kentucky, you guys probably don't know this. Kentucky has like 200 to 300 deer farms. We have a ton of deer farms. Not necessarily that people come and hunt, but that people grow deer.
Right.
I don't know why, but I'm sure there's reasons. Kyle Sam says 130. I don't know if he's behind in the video. Kyle, elaborate. It's a shirt soaked in Sawyer's. Yeah, it's to keep the ticks away. I don't know. I don't have an explanation for it. I don't know, but it's definitely 130 deer farms. Oh, okay. I was thinking it was like around 250, Kyle. Thanks. Kyle, what's the purpose of a deer farm? Like, I guess you can use it for deer products, right? You can have people come and hunt there. Mike, help me out. What are some other reasons people have deer farms?
I'm sure there's some out there that are probably selling product, using the deer urine to sell product, or
right. That's what I'm saying. So you have deer hunting products.
I know Jackie's has I think a deer farm. I think
that's
Ohio.
I would imagine
Kyle says it's to hunt deer.
Well, I was going to say some of the farm probably high fence or just hunting opportunities.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing as James. Maybe it's for people, maybe legally buying deer feed or deer meat. Like, can you buy that in certain places, or maybe restaurants serve it, something like that?
Could.
I don't know. Breeding bucks for
restaurants that serve it for sure.
Some of them are just like stud farms, like they're saying here, breeding bucks for high fence. Anyway, maybe this one got away. Who knows?
It could be, and if not, if it happens to be a deer that was somehow tagged by the department, Kyle would know more about that than myself. But it'll probably just have information that if you ended up harvesting that deer, Michael, or somebody ends up harvesting that deer, you can just call and report that, and they'll come out and I think.
To me, it don't look like To me, it looks like the tag is out and its ear's been cut.
It kind of does look like a cut, yeah. It's really hard to tell.
It's a very, very perfect cut. That's sure.
That's a big healthy doe right there, though. I'll tell you that.
Those ears. Yeah. Anyway, so it's a mystery. Sorry, Michael. It's a mystery. But fellas, Mike, Josh, anything else?
That's it. I'm ready to get back into the woods.
I'm ready.
What's your shirt say, Mike? What's your shirt say?
Oh, it just says Hunt Kentucky. It's got Hunt.
Oh yeah, you wore it the other day.
And then it's got Kentucky somewhere around here down the side.
Gotcha.
I saw a couple deer.
I lost this hat for a few days.
Oh no.
Some people said that Onyx would be ashamed of some of the stories I tell while I'm wearing this hat.
I've heard that story.
That's ridiculous.
It's a shame that I'm not wearing one.
Yeah, your bill has been way too much. So anyway, fellas, it has been a lot of fun. We'll be back here next Tuesday. Boys, we're just talking deer. Every week we're talking deer, and it's fun. It never gets old. Christian's going to bring his new trail cam photos again. I know it, and we're going to look at them. It's going to be the same deer we've looked at for 4 weeks, and we're going to act like it's the very first time.
Yep.
We just enjoy it. So thank you guys for being here. Come back next Tuesday. Good luck in the deer woods, and most importantly, stay safe. Wear your safety harness, and be more efficient than Josh. So have a great week. We'll see you next Tuesday. Go Reds.
Yes.
Good luck,
Go
y'all.
Patriots. Patriots fantasy football.